Hey guys, it's time for a new video. Well, sort of. I know the YouTube channel's been a little slow lately, and thanks in no small part to homework and studying and all that crazy crap. And most recently, finals week is coming up, so it's needless to say it's been a little crazy lately. But fear not, because summer's coming up shortly, and good times shall be had. But in the meantime, I figured something quick and something short and sweet would tide you over, and hence this is why this is being made. And yes, the title of the video is correct. I was tagged a while back, I think back in April, by a YouTube user. Jeez, I hope I pronounced this right. Play Clue Clue, something like that. I probably butchered it, but it's yeah. There's a link to his profile in the sidebar, as are all the 5 people that I have tagged for myself. But more on that later. Yeah, I was tagged a while back and never really got around to it, but it's been in the back of my head, so I haven't forgotten about it. And I have thought of 5 little fun facts and whatnot, and I wrote them down because I can't trust myself to remember anything nowadays. So I guess let's get started here. The first one, pretty predictable, really. I guess since school has been ruling my life lately, I figured it would be only appropriate for this one to be the first one on my list. But it's school related. I mean, I mentioned I don't know, a while back that I was a computer science major, so I not really gonna elaborate on that further. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's going pretty well though, cause I'm just now finishing on my 2nd year, so I think I found what I want to stick with, which is nice. So I guess the actual fact is that I am a math minor, which is pretty cool. Which sounds a lot more impressive than it is. Usually when I say math minor, people are like, "Oh my God, Alex, you must be like a mathematical genius." And believe me, I am not. And those who know me know that I'm not. And the thing is, with a computer science major, you need to have, I can't recall off the top of my head, like 4 or 5 math classes. You need a certain number of math classes that are relatively higher level. There are some pretty weird requirements. They require like 2 semesters of calculus and some pretty crazy stuff. I believe there were 3 math electives where if you take one of a certain 2 of them, the math minor is pretty much automatic. You'll have gotten all that you need to like go ahead and declare it, and it's pretty much freebie, which is kind of nice. So I figured, hey, why not? It's essentially a free minor. Don't have to go out of my way to take any crazy classes or anything. So that'll be kind of nice. So and I guess if nothing else, it looks really cool on a resume. So if nothing else, that's kind of nice as well. So just thought I'd share that with you. All right, number 2, which isn't so much a fun fact as it is just a fun story. Or well, it was fun for me. So, but let me explain. Back in December, I saw Yes, which is one of they're a progressive rock group. They've been around since this I think early 70s or so. They were really popular back in the day. They're a progressive rock group, and they do these crazy like 10-minute long songs. So I love that kind of stuff. They were really popular back in the 70s. Kind of fell out a little bit during the 80s, and then came back again with one of a more, I would say, mainstream sound. I don't know if you guys might have heard "Owner of a Lonely Heart" on the radio, but that is Yes, and they're one of my favorite bands. And when I heard they were going on tour, I was like, yes, sweet. So I went and saw them, and it was quite. I would have to honestly say it was the greatest night of my life. No joke, it was fantastic. I paid $35 for the ticket for the seat. For the ticket. Yes, I bought a seat. I bought a chair and I carried it out, and it was awesome. No, I paid $35 for the ticket. I almost just said it again, and it was if I recall correctly, it was 5 rows from the front. I was astounded. It was like I didn't like pay these weren't like the premium seats or anything like that. This was just like I just clicked pick best spot and just bought whatever it was, and didn't really bother to look at what it said on the ticket. So I was flabbergasted when I saw my seating. And it was great. I'd have to say 20 feet away from Chris Squire. It was a dream come true. Though, truth be told, it wasn't actually the whole band. Yes, their singer, John Anderson, and their keyboardist, Rick Wakeman, couldn't make it on the tour because of health issues, because they're they're all pretty old bastards. So they had people sitting in for them. The singer was Benoit David, and I thought he did a pretty good job. And then Oliver Wakeman sat in on the keyboards, which was convenient enough because Oliver Wakeman is Rick Wakeman's son. So it was still a very, very great experience, and it sounded like the real band too. I mean, even with these people, the replacements sitting in, they did a great job. And like I said, it was the greatest night of my life. They played like all of my favorite songs. God, it's like the set list was created just for me, and it was so great. And as lame as that sounds, it was awesome. God, it was the best. So anyway, fact number 3, I used to play the cello back in high school and grade school. I think I think I played it for I took lessons for about 8 years, and I still have the cello that I played. And I mean, it's not going nowhere. I mean, I can always, pick up and play it whenever I feel like. I think the reason I stopped taking lessons was because I just kind of got sick of it. I mean, it's a cool instrument, it has a great sound, and some of the people that I played with were really, really great people. It was cool to hang out with them. But doing the same thing for 8 years, it gets old, and music is no different. So, variety is the spice of life. So, as of right now, I'm not doing anything musical, partially because I have time, but mostly because it's kind of nice to not have to, spend an hour every day practicing, or to not have to be worried about going to rehearsal every Saturday morning, or taking lessons once a week and stuff like that. I prefer to do things, kind of my own way, as cliche as it sounds. So, but it was cool, and and I've certainly met some great people along the way and had a good time with it overall. So, fact number 4, it has to do with my screen name. The screen name Super Hobbit stemmed from an old high school nickname that a bunch of my friends still call me. Yeah, the name Hobbit actually in itself is what a lot of people still know me by, actually. The thing was, back in high school, I had really long shaggy hair, and when I first moved to this town, I started hanging out with some guys that would later on become this group of friends. And at the time, a bunch of them were really into Lord of the Rings, and of course they see me. I'm this really short guy with long shaggy hair. They think, oh, he's a hobbit, and it just stuck. And to this day, I still have a pretty decent amount of friends that still call me Hobbit on a regular basis, and we don't think anything of it. It just stuck. So and I don't mind it. It's a fun nickname. We get some weird looks when you're hanging around with some people outside of our group, and someone just casually says it, and they're like, "Wait, did he just call you a hobbit?" It makes for fun conversations, needless to say. And fact number 5, I used to work at McDonald's, and it sucked. I worked there for 2 years. 2 years of my life wasted at that place. Well, not wasted. I was going to the high school at the same time, but God, it felt like a waste. It sucked. Granted, it wasn't the worst. Like, it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be going in. It wasn't glamorous by any means. It was fast food, and for those of you watching, or listening rather, who have ever done fast food, you know how shitty it can be. But granted, it wasn't that bad. I mean, and what are you gonna do? It's food service, and it wasn't glorifying by any means, but it was a paycheck. Granted, I met like the cello thing, I met some really great people there. Some of the coolest people I'll ever meet in my life I met while working there. On the other hand, there were some people that I met there that I hope I never see again in my life. I mean, you get both ends, so to speak. So, and it's something my oldest brother mentioned to me casually at some point or other, and I've over the years I found it to be so true, that working fast food is a really good motivator, and that you talk to all these people working there who have to work there full time because they have these horrendously depressing life situations. And it's like, oh man, you hear these things, and it's like all you want to do after hearing it is go home and work on homework. I mean, there's nothing that makes you want to get a college degree more than working with some of the people who are in these horrifically depressing situations. Many of whom don't deserve it. Just one screw up. But now we're delving into uncharted territory. So nowadays I've got a much nicer job. I work at a bookstore. Borders, which is pretty nice. So, needless to say, it's a step up. I don't intend to be there for very long, because in about 2 years will be degree time. So, once I get that, I'll be able to hopefully at least land a pretty nice job. So, Who knows? We shall see. And anyway, that concludes my 5 fun fact I was tagged video. Hope you guys enjoyed the little change of pace. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this coming week is going to be finals week, which means it's going to be hell. But but after that, summer begins. So let the good times roll. So expect some more videos to be popping up sometime around then. So hope you guys were entertained, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Thanks for watching.